Hi everyone, it's the Review Artist. This time bringing you a different type of video. Now, last night at 7 PM UK time at the Mobile Congress, Samsung revealed their S5. Here it is. I can't zoom into it, and this is what I think, and many other people I've spoke to think. So here, as you can see, is the back of the S5 on the left, and on the right is the S4. And yeah, the S5 is a bit bigger. It's supposed to be around 5.1-inch screen with Samsung written at the back, same as the S4. A 16 megapixel camera, and underneath you see, just focus there. There you'll see the heart rate monitor, which is very, very good. Soon as no one's really ever done this on a phone, and especially not a flagship phone, and having this has a lot of benefits. So anyway, under that you can see the speaker grill. It's more or less the same as the S4. I'm not sure if it'll be any louder or clear, but yeah, hopefully it will. But it's not really made for like hard on music. Soon as I'd expect Apple to be, soon as it's an iPhone. So yeah, so here you can see the back, the dots on the case. This means better grip, and also it's waterproof and dust resistant, which is really good, and it always should be on a flagship phone from now on. Soon as Xperia did it, the S4 did it, but they did it in another phone called the S4 Active, and as you know, that obviously wasn't the same as having an actual S4, so you'd have to, if you had an S4 and you wanted it to be waterproof, I'm supposing you have to give it back, and if you can, and try to get it active, rather than just having the S4 waterproof. So at least the S5 is waterproof now. Maybe they'll make another model with something else, I'm not really sure. So yeah, so there you can see at the bottom left here, you have the sort of open app application folder, which I'm presuming is a menu button, soon as it's always been there as a menu button. But as you can see, it looks like they started this look from the ice cream sandwich over through Jelly Bean and now onto Kit Kat. And it's usually over here at the top, well, at the bottom of the screen, the touchscreen buttons on the screen, and most phones do it now. But Samsung's have always kept it there, which I find really good, and it's like the trademark of Samsung, having them there. Which, having a physical home button at the bottom is really good. Soon as now everything more or less comes with capacitive touchscreen buttons, which can get annoying from time to time. So you can see there is I mean, you can't really tell. It just looks like a home button, but it's actually a fingerprint scanner as well. You could say yeah, iPhone 5s had it there, so it's sort of copying. I'm not sure what they do, and also iPhone. Well, Samsung has always had that sort of ring around it, but yeah, iPhone 5s has that ring especially. And but this I had you sort of like rolled up to show your fingerprints, and where the what's it 5S, you just tap it and then it unlocks. So yeah, I'm not really sure how well that'll do, but yeah, it's good to have it. Soon as iPhone and HTC was the only one that had it really. So here you can see the heart rate monitor. This is very useful, and I'm really pleased to see this on a device now. Soon as having a heart rate monitor was always really, you can always really get one, but it could be an add-on, and you won't really get it in the phone. But now on the flagship device, like the first time ever they've had it on the phone on Samsung, so yeah, I suppose that'll do well. So here in back, this is a gold version. It comes in blue, and this is a gold version, as you can see. Yeah, it's just at the back it's gold. Really, it was just HTC and iPhone what had gold phones, but yeah, Samsung I've tried now, because the market for gold phones have just gone up recently. Not really sure why, but yeah, it's good to have a gold phone every now and then. So there's a camera. Now the camera features 16 megapixel autofocus camera, as you can see. It looks a bit boring. I thought they'd be more like 3D or something, rather than just an average camera button there. You can see to capture. They've always had like sort of the same one since the S3 really. So here in the middle you can see the S5, and on the right is the S4, and on the left is the Note 3. So the Note series have always been bigger than the S series, and I'm presuming they always will be. And as you can see, the Note 3 is rather large compared to the S5, if you thought the S5 was large. But yeah, so the S5's purpose is totally different, and soon as it's a S series, it's a bit more popular than the Note 3, and I think that always will be. Soon as that will the S series will the first ever phone by Samsung to really take on the Apple and the other Android phones. So yes, there you can see the size comparison. So here at the front you can see it's actually running Jelly Bean, I heard, and I really thought they would do with Kit Kat, because shipping with Kit Kat will mean you don't have to wait for a further update. And soon as it's already on some phones, I'm presuming they do it on the flagship model. It's like as if to say here's a new phone, have new software on there. But yeah, it's still Jelly Bean, which I am very disappointed in. So if I was personally to pick up the S5, just thinking, oh yeah, I want another phone, and I want to keep with Android, I don't think I'll get it until it ships with KitKat, and even then I'll have to check to see if KitKat's different to Jelly Bean, soon as many other mobile phones have decided to go a bit more different with KitKat rather than Jelly Bean. And here it says say okay Google, and that is really a KitKat thing, so having it on Jelly Bean is too much, I'm presuming, so maybe they don't really want to have a KitKat update yet. I'm not really sure on that. You can always just leave your comment below and inform me what you think. So here you can see the camera, and it shoots up to Ultra HD as Samsung call it, aka 4K, so that 3840 by 2160 with a 16.9 ratio. And there you can see the full HD, which this time last year was a lot, but now 4K is there. But the screen is just 1920 by 1080, around that sort of spectrum. So it just shoots full HD. The phone itself, it's just full HD, but actually it shoots 4K made just really for 4K TVs and Ultra HD TVs. So seeing 4K on a standard HD is not really necessarily, but I'm presuming Ultra HD will have a lot of problem soon as it's the first phone to really shoot up to 4K, and maybe they need KitKat update to make it better, I'm not really sure. So yeah, that's that. And as you can see, here's a bit of a roundup of all the phones. So here you have a white one, it's Qualcomm 4G, so it's 4G LTE I'm presuming, and I don't know what colour this is, soon as it's like white at the front on every single phone, I'm not really sure why. But yeah, so here's the gold version on the right. So here, as you can see, is a drop-down menu, and the icons in the drop-down menu, they decide to have them round. I'm not sure why they did this, but the menu's not like this. It's just sort of a Samsung thing. They could have really done this on the menu, but I'm not sure if they wanted to. They might have wanted to keep it, just experiment on here. I'm not really sure about that. But you can leave your comment below and have your say. So you can see the lock screen, and there's a camera button, and there's focus on that. There's that sort of open app button, what's at the bottom instead of at the top. And yeah, so there's that. It just has a date of the 23rd of February. So this went out on the 24th. I'm not sure if people had it before, just developers, just to see. So yeah, this is just a lock screen. As you can see, it looks very basic, not too much detail in here. Obviously, I'm presuming you can customize it in the menu settings. I'm not really sure, but most phones do that, so I'm presuming this will. So here's the inside. As you can see, there's a heart rate monitor, the camera, the battery, and I'm not really sure what this is at the moment. So inside it all looks the same as the S4 and the S3 when it comes to that. So at the bottom here you can see the micro, mini, USB, whatever you want to call it, charging port. And this obviously has a cap. Now having the cap on the... I had it on the Xperia Z, and as you know the Xperia Z is waterproof also as this. And having that cap meant that every time you want to quickly charge it you had to open it, and sort of got a bit loose and it was very fiddly. And I noticed with the Xperia Z1, when they brought that out, they decided to get rid of that cap on the headphone jack. What was a good idea. I'm not really sure if they've got a cap on the headphone jack, but yeah, getting rid of that, because headphones I tend to plug it in and out of headphones like 6 times a day. So having this, and I charge my phone like 6 times a day as soon as the battery is not very good. So having this is a bit fiddly. Now, for battery wise, Samsung do claim that it gives around 20% more battery life than the S4, but that may be on just a simple thing, and as you know, people who have Android may be heavy users. I'm not really sure if Samsung is on about having heavy use for the S4, so yeah, the beginning. Yes, there's a beginning. As you can see, the S4, and yeah. So there's a picture of the blue S5, and oh yeah, and they also had a new gear out. I believe that was a fitness gear, what can also detect your heart rate. I'm presuming it's because of this it can detect your heart rate, I'm not really sure. So yeah, it's just S5. Don't want to click on that video. Tell you, and there's a bit of the specs there. 5.1 inch screen, quad core, 2.5 GHz processor. Now, as soon as it had octa-core, but it wasn't really flagship model with octa-core on the S4. I thought they'd just decide to make a flagship model octa-core, or at least 6-core, soon as quad-core's been out for quite a long time. But no, they didn't really decide to do up there. So there's the battery, 2,800 milliamp hour battery, and I'll show you the new Galaxy Gear. So there it is, everyone, the Galaxy Gear 2, and as you can see, they've just sort of changed the camera, so it's now somewhere else. And I had the wrist here, the watch here, what strap. There used to be a wire in there, or something, but it's no longer in there. I don't know why they needed a wire in there, but yeah. So this will be for the S5, and I'm not sure if it'll work on any other S4, S whatever series, or maybe it might not even work with the Note 3. Soon as I heard the Galaxy Gear just really worked with the Note 3, and I'm not sure if it worked with the S4. So I'm not really sure what this will be working with. Hopefully it'll work with more stuff, but you never know with Samsung, do you? So there you go, there's a Galaxy Gear Fit at the bottom. Now this is sort of like a smaller watch, and it has stopwatch timer settings and more features, such as it can show you your heart rate and your pulse and whatnot whilst you're running or jogging or on a bike, as there. And there at the back is a S5. So yeah, it's good that they've got that out as well, and there's just the time, which is something new, I suppose, and it's first ever to have a curved Super AMOLED display, which really everyone decided to do it on televisions like Samsung and LG did, and also on mobile phones, and I'm not really sure why they felt the need of doing it on here, but as soon as your arm sort of curves anyway, so I'm presuming that is one good thing. So they at the back, you can see the Gear 2 Neo and the Gear 2. And there you go, there's the new Samsung Galaxy Gear and the Gear Fit. So they're both very good new products, and this is sort of looks like the first Galaxy Gear, but this is a new one.